The presenting sponsor of Moon Tower Soccer is FVF Law.
To find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm, you can visit fvf.law.
Hello friends, thanks for listening to Moon Tower Soccer. This week we're going to cover a probable player signing and maybe act as if it's already happening due to holiday scheduling. We'll also cover some other Austin FC news, including previewing the upcoming MLS SuperDraft, and we're going to play a game with longtime friend of the show, Chris Welhausen. My name's Landon Cottam, and I'm joined as always by Mr. Jeremiah Bentley.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeremiah Bentley, and I'm joined for the first time in a couple years by the man who needs no introduction, but I'm going to turn it over to him to give himself his own introduction. But I want you to do it as if it was me doing it. So, Chris Welhausen, give me your Jeremiah Bentley impression of me introducing you.
Well, I would really never do that. I'm a man of humility and just a few words. I really wouldn't do such a thing. But the words you guys were saying before we recorded about how much you missed me and how the show's been in kind of a steady decline since I've been last on, it was really touching. A little bit of an overshare, but it was touching. And man, I'm excited to be back on. I missed you guys. It's been so long.
I genuinely was looking through old shows not long ago. I don't remember what I was looking for, but I saw an episode that had your name in the description. I was like, oh, Chris used to be on a lot and probably hasn't been on in at least 2 or 3 years. But it's good to have you back, buddy.
I will say, man, it's good to be back. I will say it's still shocking to me how much I get recognized sometimes. It's been so long. Like I'm not even on Twitter anymore, and it still cracks me up. The influence of this show is far and wide, I gotta say.
Well, I was going to say, Chris, because one of the reasons we haven't had you on lately is you got this new gig, and your new gig has like a lot of nighttime commitments too. And it happens to be a place that I'm super passionate about. We don't talk about work a lot, but like, dude, plug PBS.
Oh my gosh, I get a shameless plug. This is amazing.
Yes.
Wow, this is truly unscripted, but yeah, I work at Austin PBS, which is terrific. I love my job very, very much. And yes, it consumes quite a bit of my time because we produce a lot of really cool shows. But yeah, man, PBS is great. Everybody should genuinely go, if you're not already, and become a member of your local public media stations. Here in Austin, we're just super blessed to have both Austin PBS and KUT and KTX, which, while I am not employed by them, I'm a big fan of what they do. And, in case you've maybe seen the news, it's been a kind of rough year for public media funding. And luckily, everybody's still kicking here in Austin. And yeah, it's amazing. The work they do in the community and the programs we create are really special. And you guys should go give it a look. And every once in a while, you might actually see my face on our social channel. So yeah, there you go. Go check it out.
Jeremiah, should we get into the news of the week here before we get to the game that you have devised for us?
Yes, let's start with the news that we believe to be news that hopefully will finally come out to be true. So just on this point, to try to make sure we had news, I texted Cam and Ryan from the team and asked them to please make Green Smoke happen between now and when the show started recording. Got no response, and we have no smoke. So, thanks, guys. Appreciate you helping us out. But we believe, based on a number of reports from the media, that Austin FC is going to sign defender John Bell, who you previewed, I think, last week, right? Landed a little bit and said, if this happens, we're going to dig in deeper about him, and we're going to assume that it happened, and therefore dig in deeper about him now.
Yeah, the preliminary reports were coming from Nico Moreno, who is a journalist in Seattle, breaks Seattle news and general MLS news pretty regularly. So I think it's pretty trustworthy. He was saying Bell was in talks with Austin, but was also in talks with some other clubs. He's now reporting that John Bell has signed a contract with Austin. So Nico is trustworthy enough, and this is falling at a time in the calendar where I'm not sure when we're going to get more time to dig into it if, say, it gets announced tomorrow and the Moon Tower curse stays alive. So we're just going to cover it today as if it is happening. So that when it does become official, you can listen back to this or remember listening to this and have all the details. But yeah, he's a 28-year-old center back. He was a free agent with the Sounders. Looking back at his playing career, he played college, got drafted by the Earthquakes, I think, but didn't get a pro deal, was signed by the Revolution's second team, then got a first team contract with the Revs, played 2 years there. St. Louis took him in the expansion draft. He played 1 year there. And then the Sounders picked him up in the reentry draft before the 2023 season. He played there for the last 2 years. He has 31 appearances and 18 starts in those 2 years with them.
Okay, so one thing, to your point about news, I was looking like last year at this point in time. I think we spent like 12 minutes talking about Fafa Pico because there was one rumor, and we were like so desperate to talk about a player. So like this is more realistic than, or more of a real thing than that was. So I think a number of question, like you kind of hit it at a high level, but I feel like what everybody's thinking is is this the Julio Cascante at a much lower cost replacement? So do you want to fill in maybe what he looks like versus what Julio looks like? And also, like, is he worth 1/6 the price of Julio Cascante?
Yeah, I think it is a fair comparison because I do expect him to be like the fourth center back on the depth chart. And that's what Julio was for most of the year, or for like the end of the year, at least. I think that was probably the case. As far as what we lose and what we gain between those two, I think we lose Julio's ball playing ability. John Bell is fine on the ball, but it's nothing. It's not exceptional. Like he's fine on the ball and that's it. We'll maybe lose an inch or two of height. I think he's listed at 6'1", so not as tall as Julio Cascante. We gain some mobility in the ability to defend in space. He is faster and quicker than Cascante. He is a big guy, so still not super duper fast, super duper quick, but quick enough to cover in space, to defend in those wide areas. And then, like you mentioned, Jeremiah, we're probably going to gain, 70-75% of Julio's cap hit back as well. He was last on 135K, just barely over the threshold to be a senior roster player. So I'm guessing he'll be on something similar. If he's on a very low senior spot, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with it. If Roto can work some magic and get him on the supplemental roster, then I think this is a home run. Like this is a great, great signing.
I believe that can happen, but the amount of times I'm like, well, if they get him at this deal, it's really, really great. And then it's spoiler alert, it's not that deal.
Yeah.
It's never always that. It's never that deal. Yep.
Looking at the positions he can play, I saw a few places, like as this is getting reported out, saying that he can play some left back, but like can play left back and should play left back are different things. He is left footed, so naturally fits to the left hand side. I watched back a full game where he played most of a game at left back, and based on what I've seen, like we shouldn't expect him to play like modern fullbacks do. Like he's not going to be high flying, overlapping kind of guy. I think he would be expected to be more of like that elbow back where one side pushes up high and he would stay back and maybe drift into a back three or just stay a little bit deeper in possession. And he's not going to be on the overlap, but be more of that like transition rest shape defender if he plays left back. So I would really expect him to play more as a standard center back in a back four, or if we play that back five shape, to be one of those wide center backs in that look.
Yeah, I like how much it opens the door for more of the back three or back five with him in it. And it's kind of interesting. I haven't really seen him play as a left back, but even just on that description, Kolmanich is a little more progressive just with his crossing, and Gallagher obviously likes to get forward too. I wonder how much that would be a nice option just to free Dessler to really get higher up on the side, whether you're doing that back five system or even just a back four, because you've got maybe more, if you do put him in the left back slot, a really kind of dependable and more standard defensive minded opposite back.
And then also just having enough center backs that if you do want to play that back three and one guy's out on international duty, then we are stuck putting Beer there or shifting everybody around. And now we could maybe do a 1-for-1 swap and not change up the entire shape based on that.
This is like purely a vibes take, but it's giving a bit of Brendan Heinzike to me. Like when we acquired him, there is a little bit of me that's like, maybe this will play out unexpectedly well. He just seems like he's a real kind of athletic player, and I kind of like when you can get him on a good price. Those guys that have never really solidified, and especially when they've got good teams on their record books, like the Sounders. I think they've got such a great mentality in that locker room. It'll be curious to see if he maybe impresses us like old Brandon. You know, maybe he's a little more serviceable than he looks.
Well, I think before we move on to sort of the next bit of news, like you did not mention we are sacrificing handsomeness and style.
Thank you.
I've seen John Bell's handsomeness or style, but
I was talking about on field. John Bell he's a pretty good looking guy, and I was peeking through his Instagram earlier. Seems to be fairly stylish, like above average for sure. But Julio's leaving a very big Julio shaped hole in that department.
Wait, I tried to Google John Bell just to see what he looks like to adequately contribute to this. And how do I share this with y'all? I just got like super random dude who is by no means who we were talking about.
A different John Bell, a lesser John Bell.
Wait, hold on. I'm putting this in the chat. You got to see. I was like, oh, no, that's not a good center back at all. I don't know who this dude is.
Not that guy.
He's all over the Google
director,
search.
it appears, but I would not want this John Bell playing center back for my rec league team, much less Austin FC.
Well, you have to like impose this guy's image over the discussion, and let's just see how far we can stretch this misunderstanding.
One other thing I wanted to talk about on John Bell, like what our expectations should be for him. I think, like I said before, I expect him to sit fourth on that center back depth chart. He might get some specific opportunities over certain guys based on game state or planning for a certain opponent that maybe Nico thinks he fits a little bit better than one of the other three for some reason. But I think it's bad news if he ends up starting a lot of games, because I think that means we either have injuries or we have one of these other three guys is having a very disappointing year. Like, I think that's where he sits. He seems to be competent across the board, but there are a few things that I saw in like a fairly small sample size where a striker makes a move in the box and he's just that like split second late recognizing it. And it's those moments where like that makes the difference in like really, really good center backs and average to below average center backs. And I saw several moments in a pretty small sample size where he just didn't seem to have that like X factor to him. So I'm not expecting him to come in and steal a starting spot immediately. If he does, great. And if he earns that, great. I'd be thrilled. But if the other three guys are as good as I think they can be, I think that means John Bell ends up not playing very much. That's a good place to be, though, right?
And I'm totally down with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like, so Julio started, I think it was like 8 to 10 games last year, and they were all in the early part of the year. And I feel like if you got 8 to 10 starts from John Bell spaced out over the year, which is like the same delivery, that's probably what we could expect out of him.
Yeah, it's not far off of what he started for Seattle, who was a good team this year. So, yeah, I think that would be success for sure.
And I remember too when he was in New England, like there was a lot of hype around him. He was a pretty hot commodity when he was leaving. You know, he wasn't like Defender of the Year candidate or anything, but I remember a lot of positive things being said. So, yeah, I don't know. I still kind of fall back on what I said before. I'm curious to see if he surprises us a little bit. But yeah, as far as expectations, I don't expect him to be a locked in starter anywhere close to it anytime soon. But hopefully he's healthy and dependable and can fill those slots in a few different positions.
And most importantly, all those things and cheap.
Yes.
When no one is around.
Moon Tower Soccer is brought to you by our friends at FVF Law, the official injury lawyers of Austin FC.
FVF is a different kind of personal injury law firm dedicated to community, transparency, and client education. And they have their own podcast called Summary Judgment. You can check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
You can go to FVF.law to find out what makes FVF a different kind of injury law firm and why understanding your legal options can dramatically change the outcome of a case. Once again, that's FVF.law. Amplify Credit Union is a member-owned financial cooperative that served the needs of Central Texans for over 5 decades. As a credit union, Amplify has no shareholders or parent companies. That means more of your money stays in the community.
Amplify has been the home of fee-free banking since 2022. Their free checking accounts come with 0 overdraft fees or minimum balance. That means Amplify's fee-free checking accounts help you get more mileage from your everyday spending.
Amplify membership is open to any Texas resident. Learn to trust your bank again at Amplify Credit Union. To learn more, go to www.goamplify.com/moontower-soccer.
All right, let's go on to like future player acquisition timeline. So like reentry draft round 1 was this past week. No players were selected in that for anybody. Then we have the super draft coming up this Thursday, the 18th. Like, Landon, do you want to spotlight a little bit about what we can expect out of the super draft? We know that Roto loves it. Roto is super committed to building talent through the super draft. And if we're going to get better at all this year, it's going to come out of this group of players.
Yeah, and one thing that we have learned is to not scout anybody, not waste any of our time scouting anybody, because the last time I did that was in 2024 when we took Nate Jones, and I was like, had scouted him, was kind of excited about him, and then we instantly traded him to the Colorado Rapids. So yeah, I thought it'd be interesting to go through, I guess, like what this year's draft looks like, and then looking back at what Roto's 2 previous drafts have looked like. And so this year, Austin has their 3 natural picks. They haven't, at time of recording, traded, or like even in previous seasons where this has kind of happened, where they've traded future picks for certain things or as part of certain packages. So as of right now, we have 3 natural picks and is the 17th pick in each of the 3 rounds. Looking back in the history of Roto's picks, in 2024, we ended up getting 1 player out of it when all was said and done. We took Nate Jones, big center back, with the 5th overall pick, traded Jones and the 2nd round pick for $250K in GAM. Nate Jones, I don't know if y'all saw this. His option was not picked up by the Rapids. I don't think he played any first team minutes for the Rapids. And so that seems like a pretty good deal at this point. Getting any allocation money for a player who's not an MLS level player, great deal. Other picks in that draft were Jimmy Farkulin with the extra pick that we got out of that trade. And then traded the other picks for the first pick in the reentry draft, which we used to get Hodder Obrion. And then traded one of the other ones. I think I'm getting this right. As part of the Brandon Craig loan earlier that year, we traded one of our draft picks to get him on loan.
Been hearing these names is like sending me. Like, oh my God, like a ghost haunting you.
So that was 24. 2025, we got 2 players. We traded our first round pick as part of a trade for an international slot, I believe. Then we picked up Riley Thomas and Patrick Grishevsky in the 2nd and 3rd rounds, signed both of them to Austin FC 2. And then Thomas was given a first team deal in 2025. Patrick Grishevsky, I tried to look him up on socials and soccer websites and even on LinkedIn. His last posts were about that super draft, and he's seemingly disappeared from the internet since then. So I don't know what he's up to, but it doesn't seem like it's playing soccer.
Did you check like realtor.com?
That seems likely, right?
Or maybe he'll kick for the Dallas Cowboys at some point. Like, that seems to be a pretty good ex-super draft player path.
Riley Thomas, though, seems like an okay pick to come away with. They just signed him to a new deal, or picked up an option. That's what it was, wasn't it? They didn't get a new deal,
right?
But keeping him around on the first team, which says something for what you can usually expect from super draft picks. So looking forward to this year, there are a few highly regarded prospects. Junior Diouf, who's a freshman at Grand Canyon, he's a striker, expected to be a Generation Adidas player. Ransford John, sophomore at Clemson, the Ghanaian midfielder. And then Nicholas Simmons, who's a freshman forward at Virginia, who's also expected to be Generation Adidas player. It's unlikely these guys fall to Austin at 17. And Diouf and John, I expect to be international players and would need to use an international slot. So maybe they would fall to Austin for that reason, but Austin also doesn't have that many international roster slots, so they would probably not want them for that reason either. And so with all of that in consideration, like, I was going to list a few outcomes of this draft, like potential outcomes, and see how likely you guys think that these outcomes are. How likely do you think it is that Roto trades all of our picks away?
I think he keeps one.
You think he keeps one of the three?
Yeah. Just to play.
I think, yeah, I wouldn't be if he can get if anybody offers anything for any of them, I think he will trade them. And also, like, you don't have to make all three picks, right? Like, I feel like Roto's a guy who would maybe pass on the third round because he just knows he doesn't care.
Yeah, but if you can like package it as part of a trade and get something out of a pick you weren't going to use anyway, then that would be great.
Yeah.
So yeah, trade some of them is maybe the more likely answer. And then I think the third one is always an interesting question, or like something to remind people of, is how likely is that we pick a player who will contribute to the first team this year?
0.
It's not zero.
Define
but it's
contribute.
Low.
Like, I guess I took that as like seriously contribute, but
like get on the field.
I don't know, not 0, but not high.
There have been guys in the last few years who have been picked in that range, and I think who's that? The young left back for Vancouver. I think he was picked like 15th or something last year, 2 years ago, and he was a starter for a lot of the season this year, out of necessity, but he did an okay job. There are guys that get picked that late or later, second round guys who are starters for teams now. So it's possible, but it's not likely. And it like the one draft pick that we've gotten that's done really well is Danny Ferreira, and we got to pick the first one. It seems like since then, there's some teams who somehow are able to pick draft picks who play for them constantly. And Austin just hasn't really done that. So I don't know if I want them to try. Maybe just trade it and take the money.
I want them to trade it for a draft pick from 2 years ago who hasn't quite made it yet. Because I feel like it's always like that second or third year, and then you forget they were even associated with the draft, and then suddenly they're a starter somewhere and like really contributing in a serious way. So I hope Roto's got like a crazy wired board of like, they're three years ago they were the top 10 pick in the draft, and we can get 150 allocation money to trade for that guy before he really breaks out. But otherwise, I don't know. I'm not losing sleep over the super draft, unfortunately, to Don Garber's despise.
Yeah. So we're expecting not a lot of like big news to come out of this, which is good because we might not have time to talk about it if it does happen for a couple of weeks, given the holiday schedule. So stay tuned, but like also don't get your hopes too high for this one.
Wasn't it Kip Keller that like we didn't expect to fall to us, and he did, and we were all like freaking out? And see, just look how that turned out. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about here.
Well, let's just talk about the other. I mean, I don't know if this counts as player news, but Transfermarkt updated salaries, and we get this. Owen Wolff is now one of, I think, the five most valuable players under 22, listed at $4 million. We just before we started recording,
not in all
MLS,
of Transfermarkt. Yeah,
that would be pretty BA if it was everywhere. Sorry, among MLS players, and Danny's pretty high up there too. I mean, I guess like how much stock do you put in that? And this is like teasing something that Josh Wolf Hater 21 gave us here off air. But like, what would you take to sell either or both of these guys during the offseason?
For the listeners, that is what Chris made his username in our recording software, is Josh Wolf Hater 21.
It's not us. Yeah.
Spelled with numbers and missing vowels, as you would expect.
Thank you. I was not expecting you to read the username, but I'm very touched that you did. It is also my professional email at PBS. So, but yeah, I was talking about this with a friend recently, actually, and I think transfers at this level are always kind of a weird one because, we see him and we're like $10 million, like he's everything. He's so good. We're watching week in and week out, but you get into this kind of murky, like league to league valuation and age versus production and position. There's so many factors that go into it that like you said, what was his value at? 4
million euros.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty fair. Like if we got like 6 or 7, I'd be thrilled. Not, euros or dollars, frankly. Because remind me too, Landon, like what's the threshold of which, like how much you can get in return for that sale? Because I know it's one of the many corners of the league rule books that make absolutely no sense and are
Yeah, this
super
has
confusing.
changed a little in the last year or two, where as a homegrown, we would get to keep, like Austin FC, the organization would get to keep all of a sale for a homegrown. And then with the new rules, you can, for all of your sales within that year, you can convert up to 3 million into allocation money. And so if we were to sell just Owen, then we could create $3 million of allocation money out of that sale. If we sold Owen and Danny, regardless of the price, we would still only be able to convert 3 million total out of both sales. So that's kind of the catch there.
So other than actual just like cash to spend on potential big transfers, it's really like over 3 million and you're winning.
Yeah, for the MLS monopoly money of it all, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I mean,
So would you guys take that? I mean, what would you take? Because you also got to replace them.
it's so tough. Like we don't have the DP slot to really replace his production too. I mean, I don't know. It is like a weird one where the allocation money alone would be exciting. Like you guys have talked a lot about, I think all the best teams in the league rotate players really well. You know, like LAFC, I think a lot of people see the big names and overlook like how much they sell and sell at a good value and just like keep that steady supply of allocation money coming in that allows them to build that pretty full roster. So I don't think we've really gotten to see that yet here. And so even just getting over that threshold, that 3 million, could it truly be a game changer if you spend it well, just because you can spread it out so much more effectively than you could otherwise. But you know, for a sense of pride, I'm like, oh, I want as much as possible because while I'm Josh Wolff hater 21, I'm Owen Wolff lover 100 forever. I'm a huge fan.
One thing that I mean, I think a lot of people will look at transfer market and kind of take it as gospel sometimes. I think for a random player, if we're looking at, I don't know, say Jean Kolmanich when we were signing him, if you had looked at Jean Kolmanich's value on Transfermarkt, I would have said, don't like take a whole spoonful of salt with that one. But a player like Owen Wolff, Transfermarkt pays a lot of attention to MLS because they know it's a real market. They know a lot of their users are in the US now as well. So I think a player like Owen Wolff, they will have made a lot of comps, and it's probably a pretty accurate market valuation. So for certain players, I think they do a pretty good job. For every player, I think you should maybe not put a lot of stock in what they say, but I think 4 is a pretty good mark for Owen. I think if he has a huge first half of the season, we could see that go up significantly by this summer. If he kind of continues the same as he is, I think we could see it go up a little bit still, but it doesn't seem like much lower. Like anything lower than that would feel a little disappointing.
It definitely feels like the eyes are on him now in a way that they weren't even like 6 months ago. So I totally agree. If he even just continues the production, I'm sure it starts to climb. But I've got a curveball question for you, a little tougher. If we were offered like 2 million, but a really like fat sell-on fee, would you do it?
I don't value sell-on fees a lot. I feel like those don't turn out as often as... There's a reason they're speculative. I feel like they don't turn out as often as people would like them to.
So you don't believe in Owen Wolff's future? Is that what you're saying? You think we should get rid of him while people think he's good?
No, I want to keep him for one more year, him to have a great year, and sell him for like 7 or 8 million. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't really like I think they should get a sell-on fee, but I don't like when you're banking the majority of the value of the contract on the sell-on, because we've seen this happen with kids with a bunch of promise. They go over, coach gets fired, a new coach comes in, they don't like them, they don't get played, and it kind of stunts them for a little bit. That could very easily happen to Owen Wolff. I hope it doesn't. I don't expect it will, but it very easily could. And so if you're banking value on sell-on, I think it's too much of a gamble for me.
We're done.
Jeremiah, do we have anything else to cover, or should we take a break and get to your game? That, for the record, Chris and I do not know what it is.
No, I've been waiting this whole segment. I mean, I realized there was actual news, but I'm just like, stop talking so we can play the game. So yes, I think we should go to the game.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and do some sort of trivia game because sometimes there's weeks when there's no news, and we got to find some Austin FC themed way to fill the time. So this is what you get today. Hang tight. We'll be right back.
And Moon Tower Soccer is brought to you by Sage Wilson Realty. The Sage Wilson team is made up of Austin's experts who are client-focused and have over 30 years of combined real estate experience.
If you or someone you know are in need of Sage real estate advice in Austin, talk to our friends at Sage Wilson Realty. Be sure to check them out online at sagewilson.com.
And our premier sponsor is McGuire Woods Consulting, helping clients in the public affairs space, from lobbying at the local, statewide, and federal levels to digital and communications campaigns across the country.
McGuire Woods Consulting has offices in 10 MLS cities, but only supports this podcast because... Why Chris Welhausen?
Because despite what that ref took from us in the final, this is the greatest team in the world.
That's right. Contact our friends at McGuire Woods Consulting at mwcllc.com for more information. All right, we are back. We are going to play a game. That's all I know. A game that Jeremiah Bentley created. Normally I create the games, but I got jealous and wanted to be a contestant this time. And so I asked Jeremiah to do the trivia game this time, and he graciously did so. But that means I don't know what's going on. So Jeremiah, what are we getting into?
So we're going to call
here?
this game, it's almost 20 questions. This is 19 questions of trivia. Well, because 20 would have created the ability for a tie. And so I decided to like cut it one short. There's basically 3 different groups. They go in order. The first set of questions, which is going to be 5, is going to be basically team stats about the 2025 MLS season, basically kind of where Austin finished there. Second group, also 5, is player stats for 2025, Austin focused. Third group, 9 questions, basically a walk through Austin FC history. Most of these questions should be worth 1 point. Some of them are worth 2. Some of them could be worth 3. But I reserve the right to change the value allowed to it depending upon y'all's reactions to the question and how easy or hard you think it is, despite like how hard I think it might have been when writing the questions yesterday.
So a little bit like Whose Line Is It Anyway or Taskmaster, you get to decide the rules as you're going.
The points are, what is it? Categories are made up, the points don't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, can I just say too, for any listeners like, man, this feels pretty loose and maybe like it's easily manipulated. I got a text this morning saying, hey, do you want to come back on the podcast? We're going to play a trivia game. I'm not very good at trivia, and I'm going against Landon Cottom, so this feels a little like playing out the theory of like, what if we get like an average person to do sprinting in the Olympics just so we can have a reference point. So yeah, I am fully in support of picking which questions have more value based on like the 3 I maybe get right before Landon thinks of it.
But what did I tell you before we started, Chris? I don't think Jeremiah was on the call yet, that on a week with no news, we just need to fill the time with some silly bullshit. And Chris Welhausen,
that's what you're made to do, baby.
Yeah, my business card is expert in marketing and silly bullshit. What is marketing if not silly bullshit?
If not that, yeah. And also, you're not gonna know how much the questions are worth until I decide what they are. So there's no bidding in this either.
I do love the authoritarian energy you're bringing to this, Jeremiah. You're like, just answer questions and I'll tell you where you end up.
Yeah, and I guess the only other rule to know, and for the most part, these are going to be just MLS season only, so no cups. If it's anything other than that, I will let you know that. On the ones where I'm asking for a ranking, which is going to be the whole first set of this questions all overall, it's like closest to the actual answer, but not Price is Right rules. So,
and are we buzzing in and it's like first answer, or we both get?
We're going to alternate
answer and
first answers.
I don't know if that's better.
Okay.
And through a blind draw, and because you're a guest in this house, Christopher, you get to go first. So you'll get to go first 10 times. Landon will have to respond to your prompt then, and Landon will go first 9 times. I'll ask you the first question, which I think will make it very explanatory. And then if you need, first of all, if you need further instruction, I have to wonder about you as humans.
You don't want to spend another 10 on how the game works? That's not what listeners are tuning in for.
No. So question 1, this is 2025 MLS team stats category. In the Major League Soccer, you get to go first, Christopher. Where did Austin finish in total goals scored in the league?
17th.
17th. Okay, Landon, what's your guess?
2025 goals scored in the whole league? 26th.
Landon, you're closer. It is 26th. The actual answer is 28th.
Damn.
You're worse in the Western Conference, third from the bottom of the whole league, so 28th.
I'll be honest with you, Jeremiah. I looked up a lot of stats earlier out of fear. And I don't even think I fully registered that question. I just think I went straight to what I remember seeing, because 17th is a horrible answer. We scored no goals.
I was like, credit to me for not giving away how bad of an answer that was. I really feel like in an audio medium, we should appreciate that.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, this first section is like, I mean, it's stuff like that. It's a little bit of things that interest me. This one is kind of fun because I didn't realize this one. Second question, this is to Landon. Where did Austin finish as a team in penalty kicks taken during the MLS regular season?
I'm going to say 27th.
I'm going to go 25th.
25th. It was 30th.
What?
Austin took 2 PKs all year.
Last.
Taken 2. Brendan Vasquez. This is the thing that threw me off. Brendan Vasquez took the 2 PKs in league play for the whole season for the team. He converted 1. We all remember Mirto Uzuni's horrible cup performance.
I was about to
did
say
not
the
count
cups.
for this one. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I think we were over-indexing in our heads because of all like the PKs in the Open Cup, like the shootouts and the actual PK calls during the run of play. So yeah, not
was
many
closer
in
than 17th
play.
that time. So watch out, Landon. I'm trending up.
You're gonna get it dialed in here in a second.
All right, let's flip this around and go with this is yours, Chris. Where did Austin finish in PK penalties conceded in 2025?
Just in MLS.
Yes.
God. I feel like it's not very high. I'll go 22nd.
Wait, which way are
So
we?
we were the I'm
where
saying
are
we
we
were like the
ranking
22nd
Most.
lowest,
This
like,
is this one is most. Like the team that allows the most is first. And counting down.
Okay. I'm gonna say 25th.
Oh, Chris gets the point. It was 11th. Did not give up a lot.
Just cue in like an explosion sound effect there or something. That felt good.
Oh, I misunderstood that. I was trying to go the other way.
That's
and I did a
embarrassing
bad
for you,
job,
Landon.
so.
That's never happened to me, and everyone heard it. So,
All right, let's go back. This one's a Landon one. This is a little bit of comparing history against this year. This is yellow cards, MLS. Where does Austin finish out of 30 teams in yellow cards committed?
And we're saying highest is number 1 here. I'm gonna say 6th place.
whoa, we got yellow cards, right? That's the question.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So my guess means there's 5 teams who have more yellow cards than us.
I trust your judgment so much more on this than me, but I'm going 12th because screw it. I'm going 12.
You should have gone Price right rules, Chris. It was
Dang it.
7th. We were 7th. And I want to give you double points for nailing it, but
It's almost as if Landon covers this stuff on a weekly basis.
I remember I did trivia for like impromptu trivia for Jeremiah one time and realized that Besard Sabovic was tied for the league lead at one point, and he had played like half as many minutes as the other people in that.
I'll be honest, I
in that
completely
territory.
forgot what a yellow card machine he is. That's, yeah.
And then Danny's always up there too. So just those 2 guys.
You know what
are
it is? I feel like I
pretty
just associate that with like playing aggressively, and we got a lot of sleepers on that field. So, dang.
all right, this next one, this is you, Chris, first. I want you to remember the first question.
Oh, God.
I'm not trying to give it away, but where does Austin finish in 2025 in the league in shots on target.
Oh, now I'm overanalyzing while you're like, remember the first question. In shots on target,
Yes.
God, 30th? I'll say 28th.
I'm going to say 29.
Chris, 28th it is. We give you 2 points for hitting another number.
Yeah, as we all know, the scoring system works. Let's just call it an even 5 on that last one.
So there we go. We exit the first 5 questions, tied at 3, based upon that result. So now we're going to go to, this is 2025 players, all Austin FC related. So this is like where, again, in the league, where do they finish? And we're going to go, this is back to Landon for this one. It's going to be Brad Stuver in save percentage.
Oh, man.
I'm going to be so bad in this section.
Right. This is individual and the whole league is hard for a lot of these. Save percentage.
Obviously, he's first in total saves because like Austin allows so many shots.
I'll say 4th place.
Brad, if you're listening, I just want to be on the record, whether I get this right or wrong. I believe in you more than Landon. I'll go 3rd.
3rd it is.
And like we established, that's 10 points because I got the number spot on.
2 for Chris, so it's 2, not 10, but you're again in the lead. Okay, this one's a 2-part question that I'm going to decide whether to give 1 or 2 points after you both answer. Actually, I'm going to decide whether I let you give the same answer.
I love how
after I
much
ask the question and after the first answer comes.
I love how much you're winging the scoring in real time and how transparent you're being about it. I genuinely, more game shows should do this.
All right, let's go. This is who is Austin FC's leading goal scorer in 2025, part 1. Part 2, where does this person land? This person, where does he? I feel like we're safe in saying that. Land overall on the scoring list for the league.
Top scorer for...
Okay. Top goal scorer for Austin FC. This one you can both give the same answer.
Just in MLS.
Yes.
I think the second part is going to be where the real differentiator comes point wise here. So
Chris,
it's
Chris
Owen
question.
Wolff.
Oh, Chris
Owen
goes
Wolff.
first?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Owen Wolff. So
wait, sorry, no. Landon might give a different answer. Did I say Owen was? I didn't confirm that you were right. So Owen Wolff.
I was going to say Owen Wolff.
You could see on his face he was about to say Uzuni. It was going to be bad. So wait, now where does he rank out of all the players?
Out of all the players in the league.
How many players are in the league?
Like 400.
Where would you want your leading goal scorer to rank? Because it's not there.
I'm genuinely debating if he's in. Oh God, I don't know. And I have to answer first, don't I?
Yes.
Oh God. Because I don't even think he got double digits. I'm gonna say like 46th.
Okay, so Landon, you do agree it's Owen Wolff. I'm gonna take that one. So we both got 1 point there.
Yeah, I was hoping you would give a really crazy, outlandish answer.
And I'm going to say the challenge
this, but I don't feel like
this is going to be This is going to be a 2 point. This is either a 1 or a 3.
Yeah,
for the winner here.
We bring on Chris for the silly goofball aspect, but suddenly he's got pretty,
you're
good
good.
guesses. Wow.
You're creating bonus points here, Chris. So
Landon's sweating right now, guys. You can't see, but he's sweating.
I'm going to say 39th.
Tied for 52nd. So 3 points to Chris. Well,
no.
I was debating. I was like, is he even top 50? Because how many did he get? Was it like 8 or 9?
7.
I think it was seven goals, 8 assists. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, 4 million sounding pretty good, isn't it?
All right. Despite talking himself, now Chris currently leads 8-4 in this game. 7
in your
questions
podcast.
On my own podcast.
All right. This is going to be, you can answer decimals here. This is to Landon first. How much did Mirto Uzuni underperform projected X goal in 2025?
Oh no. I'm gonna say by whole numbers, or can
Decimals.
I do decimals?
Jeremiah knows you so well. He said that, which is at first I was like, why do you need to say that? And no, that was beautiful.
6.5.
6.5? Okay.
I'm gonna
Chris.
go 5.9.
2.9. It was all.
Oh, is that all?
XG was 8.9. Actual goals was 6.
Really?
So it's another one.
I guess he had a little
He
bit of
did.
a run there and we closed the gap. I think it was
No,
much
like,
higher
in
at
the
one
beginning.
point.
I remember seeing him and Vasquez were like so underperforming their XG. That's shocking. Maybe I'm too hard on Izuni.
Okay, this next one's also a two-parter. Same player name, where they ranked. This is defensive clearances in 2025. It's a Welhausen question. So player first, where they finished in the league second.
Wait, say that again?
So who do you think led the team in clearances, defensive clearances? And then the second part of the question is, where did they finish in MLS?
Oh, God. I'll say Heinz Ike in clearances. Are you going to tell me if I'm wrong, or do we? I guess we'll. Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to wait till Landon guesses this time and not give away the answer like I did last time.
Landon got to ride on my Owen Wolff coattails earlier, so I'm just, wasn't sure. So I'll say Heinz Ike, and then where does he rank in clearances in the league? I'll say, I'll go back to my roots, 17th. I feel like a lot of defending this year.
Okay.
I could go differentiator here and try to guess a different player, but I think you're right. I think it's Brendan Heinz Ike. And I'm going to $1 bob you here and say
A coward's move.
It was Brendan Heinz Ike, and he was second in the league in defensive clearances.
Second?
Yeah.
Second. Wow. I thought it might be higher, but I was hedging my bets by just like boxing Chris out with that answer. But the number I had in my head was going to be 10.
Wow. Second? Who's first?
Didn't play for Austin FC. I didn't look that. No, I looked it up.
Michael Boxall.
I don't remember.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess Michael Boxall.
I'm not going to guess
sucks.
at all because I have no idea. Watch,
Okay,
number one, John Bell. Just kidding.
I bet if you take per 90 numbers, I would guess that Brandon Vasquez is like pretty high on the Austin FC list because he would get on the end of set pieces and stuff defensively.
All right, this is one more player one, and this is the only player answer that the answer is not an Austin FC player. This is like a crazy one. This is progressive passing distance, which is a goalkeeper stat. And I found this because Brad Stuver is like so far ahead of everybody else. Like the gap between him and first is bigger than the gap between him and second and 10th. So the question becomes,
never text me to play a game with you again. What the hell is this?
This game that you're winning 10-7 right now. You don't want to play this game anymore.
No, I do. I want to win.
Okay, gotcha. So the question is, this is Landon first. Who is what goalkeeper was second in progressive passing distance from Brad Stuver? An important.
So he was that far ahead for the whole league.
The whole league.
You're saying
like he was like 19,000 yards. Second was like 17.5, and third was like 16.8. One important part of this stat is you have to playing a lot of games really helps you in this number.
So this is total distance. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to say something and then I'm going to think of who it actually is and it's going to piss me off. I'm going to say Dane St. Clair.
Okay.
Struggling. I'll say it's in its total distance.
Yeah.
That's great. I have no idea. I hate this question. I'm saying Busquets. He dishes them in long lot. I don't care.
He said it was a goalkeeper.
He could probably play goalkeeper. Yeah. Just giving in the point. This question annoyed me.
That's a landed point. Rafael Cabral from RSL was second, second by quite a bit.
Okay.
How did I not get that?
Yeah.
Where do you know where St. Clair sat on it? I was just picking a team who didn't play possession and who played every game.
Yeah, I was trying to, while y'all were talking quickly, like go back into the FB ref and look it up, but it's too much trouble.
I keep wanting to go to do it myself, but
You're
I'm going to
gonna give
accidentally
yourself-
give myself another answer.
You're going to
if I
answer
do
wait.
that.
No, that's one we can look up later. Okay, so now we are through the team and player stats for 2025. Chris leads 10-8. We have 9 basically Austin FC history questions left. Player stats related. Most of these I'm going to give up 1 point. Some of them maybe more, depending on how deep you want to go. Some of them. Okay. So question 1. This is a Chris question. This is one you got to listen to also.
Okay.
I know. Not that you're super ADD and check out after the third word. But of the players who played for Austin FC in 2021 who are still on the team, who has the most career assists?
I'll say.
Sorry. Wait. Clarifying point. Most career MLS assists. So not necessarily just Austin FC assists.
And is still on the team from the first season.
First season player, most MLS career assists, and still on the team now. So like Julio doesn't count.
I'll say Gallagher.
John Gallagher. All right, Landon.
Oh, that was a wrong answer. Can you hear by that tone?
I have 2.
There's only
answers
4
in my
choices.
head.
So
Who's the fourth?
pick one.
Who am I forgetting?
I'll tell you after we get through this
No.
question. I'm gonna let somebody rank them 1 to 4 if they get the first one right.
I'm going to say. I'm going to say Danny Pereira.
It is Owen Wolff with 13.
That was the other one. I was like, did he get enough this year to surpass
Danny
everyone
Pereira with
else?
12.
And I
John
was like-
Gallagher with 9. John Gallagher with 11. John Colemanich with 9.
To be fair, John Gallagher was closer. That was a respectable answer. I want that on the record. But I'll be honest, I don't even know that I remember Owen playing in the first season. What is time? You know?
He was on the team. He didn't play.
He did play, but
very
he didn't
much
play
at all,
very
but
much.
he was
I
on
think
the
it was
team.
like 3 or 4 matches he played in that very first season.
Wow. Okay.
Because I had this originally written as like original Austin FC players, and I don't think he was on the team at the start of the season. Which
Yeah, he got signed
so
in
he
the
didn't
summer or
qualify.
something.
All right,
like
that's
that.
another point to Landon.
So it's 10-9
All right, this
now?
is
This is close.
10-9. Yep. This is a Landon question. This is the SuperDraft question. This is also the one that's not just going to be league. So this is which Austin FC SuperDraftee, this is in the history of the SuperDraft, has played the most minutes among all leagues. So MLS plus whatever you want it to be.
All leagues, like since they were
Yes.
drafted, regardless
Yes.
of what league.
I'll be psyched if I can remember a few of these names. How am I supposed to?
But how are you, like, if you can't remember the names, well, what are the odds they played a bunch of minutes anywhere?
That's true. Oh gosh. Yeah, go ahead, Landon.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I feel like this is a trick one again. And I've once again, two players in my mind. And I'm gonna say the same. You wouldn't have you wouldn't have made this question if it was who I
Wait,
was
is it
gonna
most
say.
minutes you said
Most minutes played.
across leagues?
Most minutes in any league. I'm going to say Freddie Kleeman.
That's not cool, Landon. You know, I would have loved to have said that.
All right.
Am I allowed to say
Chris?
this? Am I allowed to
You're
say
up.
the same?
You can't say
No,
the
you
same.
can't
You
say
have to
the
pick
same
somebody
thing.
else.
Okay, here's where I'm struggling. Damian Loss was not in the super draft, right? I know this for sure.
He was not.
Oh God. I know Kip was like, no, he didn't go back. Man, I'm blinking so hard. I was so excited to say Freddie Kleeman and was robbed of that moment. I'll say CJ Fodry because I'm a coward and I can't think of all the other names.
Do you have a second answer, Landon? Who was your second choice?
My other one was gonna be Danny Pereira.
I'm going to give you the point for Danny Pereira. He was the second most minutes. He's played 11,000 minutes in Major League Soccer. Aiden Stanley has played 12,000 minutes in the USL.
Really?
So
For who? I don't even know where he plays.
he's played for Indy 11 right now, but he's played for he played for 2 USL clubs before the SuperDraft and got a few hundred, maybe 1,000 minutes in.
Oh, that's right.
And then he's played for Indy and one other team a lot. So
God, I
Landon,
haven't
you
heard
get that point for Aiden Stanley. Oh, look. Somehow we've arrived at a tie with only a few questions to go.
You're an expert game crafter.
I think you could have
Jeremiah.
worked in fake names to that, and I would believe you.
but it's those two guys, and then it's like nobody else is close, even considering all leagues. The 2021 was an amazing super draft. If you wanted to find
Get minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like the guys who were picked in the first. They were both
Yep,
for year
they're
one.
both
right?
2021.
Was
Yep.
Stanley year one, or was he second year? Okay, and then are still professional soccer players.
Yeah.
If you could remember that, then
Yeah, I think
would not have guessed
Val
Stanley.
Noel is third.
Oh,
He's played a
wow.
lot of minutes in USL also.
Oh yeah,
That would have been a good guess. Yeah, wow. I don't remember so many. It's been a long time since I've heard these names.
All right, this one's
we're getting to the stage of Austin FC where we can be dudes naming dudes.
Yeah, we're
at some
almost
point.
yeah.
We haven't really had enough dudes to do that, but we're getting there.
Yeah, there's gonna be I don't want to give away a person that I wanted to be an answer that wasn't, but we're starting to get there. But the next one is beloved by everyone. To see you, Chris. How many career starts did Roddy Redis make in MLS in Austin?
Oh God.
So don't count cups.
Career starts. I'm gonna way miss this one. I can feel it. Let's go. God. 16?
All right, Landon. Think it's higher or lower?
I'm once again going to $1 Bob you and say 17 because I'm almost positive it's higher than
It was
that.
10. 5 each in 2
Oh.
years. Point to
Was it
Welhausen.
really?
Never underestimate me again.
I would have bet he started 18 games. the
No, he
first
only started
season.
5.
Man, with all
Jeez.
Okay, Welhausen
Wait,
back
I
in the
was way
lead,
off.
11-10. All right, I think we have to phrase this season this way. In the magical 2022 season, and it's just a season where it's the closest Austin has ever been to having the FIFA roster, where there's 11 guys that played almost all the minutes or the vast majority of the minutes. Among those guys, this is a Landon question. Who played the most minutes for Austin FC in 2022?
Just who had the most minutes in that year?
Yes.
This feels like a trick question too.
There's 6 players who played 2,700 minutes or more for that team.
I think Chris is having the same thoughts that I am right now.
I'll ask my question after Landon goes.
I'm going to say Brad Stuver.
Now you have to have a non-Brad Stuver answer
Oh,
now,
that's
Chris.
great. He Kleemaned me again. Oh boy. I was gonna say Brad as well. This is surely not correct, but I'll just go with where my mind took me and say Diego Fagundes.
Well, now I've got to look up it's neither of those guys.
Is it Alex Ring?
Sebastian Driussi.
really?
Alex Ring was second. Yeah.
Driussi was going to be my other guess because I know Stuver missed at least 2 games with that knee injury when he got scored on from
yeah.
midfield. And then was that the year he got COVID
I
as
think
well,
it was
or
his
is that a
COVID
different year?
too.
So he missed 2 or 3 games, and I was like, okay, Driussi, I know missed some time too, but was it enough to catch Stuver?
Yeah, Driussi played 28.76. Ring played 28.70. So Stuver played 27.08, and Diego Fagundes played 27.03. So this is a
Wow.
point to Landon on this one.
That was a good one.
I didn't realize that if you just asked me and I didn't have my trick question alarm going off, I would have guessed it was obviously Stuver. And so I wouldn't have even thought that Driussi was close had this not been like in this form of a question. So that's interesting.
Yeah, so basically, I mean,
Like,
so Driussi played 34. Driussi and Ring played 34 matches. Stuver played 31. So it just comes down to like that's what it comes down to.
Wow,
It's like
yeah.
the mass minutes from 3 different matches.
He was so amazing that season. I miss him.
But yeah, 11th was Ethan Finley at 1823, and 12th was John Kolmanich at 1070. So it was really like a starting 11 that if there wasn't rotation or somebody wasn't hurt, like they were rolling the same 11 out every week.
Wow.
And then Felipe Martins only played 736 minutes for this team. I feel like he made like a lot of impressions on people.
Yeah, and I enjoyed every one of
for
them.
better or worse. Yeah. In that amount of time. All right, so we're at both at 11. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 5 questions left.
My heart's racing. I'm not even
We've gone-
exaggerating. I'm like, oh my God.
We've gone past 2022, so now we're in the after times. This is a Chris question. So if we go 2023 to 2025, so everything after 2022,
The sad years.
who scored in the sad years, and excluding Driussi, who is still the leader in the sad years for goals, who scored the most goals for this team in league play from 2023 to 2025? Total. Not single season, but total goals.
From 23 to 25, who had the most combined goals?
Yes, excluding Driussi, because he had 17 still in those 2 years, which is more than anybody else had, even though he hasn't been on the team in a year and a half. This
Yeah.
one's on you, Chris.
I'm like questioning when we sold Urruti. I cannot remember now. Because that's where my head went first, but I'm scared to say it. I'm gonna... Oh, gosh. I'm gonna say... Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, God, I don't know, man. This is like... the pressure's so on.
I love watching you unravel, and I feel sad other people can't experience that.
It's...
The visual format.
I'm in a glass box of emotions and stress. I don't know. Get me out of this. I'll say like Alex Ring or something. I'll say Alex Ring. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm so
okay.
afraid.
I think I know this one, Jeremiah.
Okay.
Is it John Gallagher?
You're the closest without going over it. It's Owen Wolff with 10.
It is Owen Wolff.
That was
Yes.
gonna be my other guess. Was like, again, did he do enough this year
Yes.
to beat everyone? Which sadly he did.
Owen Wolff with 10, John Gallagher with 9, Giassi Zardes with 9.
Pain.
Those are the top
'Cause
3.
Gallagher had 6 in 23, right?
That sounds right. But then only
That was
only
his
3,
all-star
only
year.
3 in the other
God.
the other 2 seasons.
I think he might have had 6 before the All-Star break,
And then not
didn't
anymore.
score again the rest of the year.
I'm just saying Owen Wolff now when I can't think of anything. It's always Owen.
It's not a bad
It's
strategy.
not a bad guess. I don't know if we've gone all the way through them, but I believe Owen Wolff was the answer to 3 questions in the history in this game, and I had to think about whether I needed to talk about somebody else. Okay, so Landon Lee's 12-11. This is a team thing. This is a Landon one. This is by how many total points did Austin in 2025 improve over 2024? So if they were like 50 points this year and 40 points last year, that's 10. What's the total improvement?
Oh. I'm going to say 10 points.
Okay, 10 points.
I was so ready to go on the under of whatever Landon said, and that feels spicy now. That feels dangerous. I'll do 9.
Do it, Chris.
I'll stick with it.
Do 9. You got it right.
I got it
It's
right.
5. It's actually 5, but you're closer. No, you're closer.
It was
It's
only
47
5?
versus
It was
42.
only 5?
47 versus 42 is all it was. It's only 5, but you got the point.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Nico out. That's ridiculous. That year was horrible. 5 points better than that? God.
The Western Conference is a mystery.
Nobody in the West wanted to win.
All right, we're again knotted at 12 with 3 questions to go. This one I'm probably going to make worth multiple points too. This is to you, Chris. This is 2025. Austin had 1 player in the top 10 in the league in blocks, 1 player in the top 10 in the league in interceptions. Name this player or players. 2025.
Blocks and interceptions.
Blocks and interceptions. And it could be 1 or it could be 2.
Oh, great.
One or two players, you're saying?
Yeah, one or two players. Either like one was in
Okay.
blocks and one was in interceptions, or it was the same person and they were in both.
I'm gonna say
You guys seem confused.
no. I'm
Screw
fine
this.
with you.
Same person, they're top 10 in both. And I'm going to make it worth 2 points.
And interceptions. My heart wants to say Ilie, but my mind says Heinzike. I feel like he's always throwing his damn body around. I'm gonna go Heinzike.
All right, hindsight. Landon. Feel like that was a steal there.
Not so fun when you got to go second, is it?
I'll say Biru.
Give me Biru it
Are you
is.
serious?
2 points to Landon.
Yeah.
How? He's always in the other side of the field. How?
I remembered noticing that at some point during the season and saying the same thing, Chris. But he played quite a bit. Like early on when we were playing super deep, like he spends a lot of time in the box. We spend a lot of time taking shots and stuff. So he was collecting balls, like ball pings off of his body quite a bit.
You
like the
deserve
rest
that
of
point
them
because I was nowhere near guessing Biru. So well played.
All right, let's see. Landon.
I almost guessed Bureau on that first one, the one that Heinz was the answer to before, because I remember
just
seeing
said
that
Owen.
stat.
Owen. It's Owen. It's like the original version of Trivial Pursuit, like every hockey question. It's like Wayne Gretzky. Like I don't know another hockey player. And he was often the right answer. All right, this one is, okay, so we have 2 questions left. Landon's leading 14-12. This is a Landon question. Who was Austin FC's leader in passing percentage in 2025 with a minimum of 10 starts?
I will say Brendan Heinzike.
What different answer do you have, Chris?
Is it Brad Stuver?
I'm going to say field players only because this is not Brad Stuver. I want to give you a chance
lead with that.
have a chance to win. Okay. I also don't think it was Brad Stuver. I'm trying to give you.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, I know.
I'll say. Wait, you said Heinzike? Oh, I'm torn again. I'll say Dessler.
It is neither of those people.
If you say Ilie Sanchez, I'm leaving.
It's not Ilie Sanchez.
Can I guess the second one?
Yes, go ahead.
Is it Svatok?
No. Wait, did you say Heinzike? Chris?
I said Heinzike first and then Svatok for the second one.
Oh, no, it is Heinzike. Sorry. I was
just
it off. Dang it.
I don't know. It sounds like we just don't know the answer to that one, and we'll move on.
Just throw it away.
The trick on that is it's actually Julio, but Julio only started 9 games. And then Heinzike was second, but he started 10. So, okay, yes. Well, don't worry.
It's always a center back.
Yeah. All right, that's 1 for Landon, so it's 15-12. So here's the deal.
Yeah,
Chris.
big moment.
This is gonna be a 3-part question. No, this is gonna be a 3-part question. For one of these, I will give you the answer if you don't want it.
Just do it.
So if you're like, I just don't know who this is, tell me the answer. I'm gonna give you the answer and I'm gonna give you 1 point, and then you have to continue the progression.
I don't.
So if you get all 3 right on this one, then we're gonna end up at 15 all, and I'm gonna make up a tiebreaker because I didn't plan for one.
This is some MLS level bending of the rules to make make Messi make the final. So
yeah. Okay. This is actually kind of tough. Okay. In the history of Austin, MLS only, who has played a minute for the team but has played the fewest career minutes? So they have to have been on the field in regular season MLS play, starting with the least minutes anybody's ever played for the whole team.
I'm gonna. My mind went straight to Irvin Torres. Because didn't he get a few this season?
Irvin Torres is one of the 3. He's second. So you got 1 point there.
Okay.
He's second with 8.
Wait, I need to name all 3.
You have to name all 3
God.
to make a tie.
Wait, what is the 3?
The three players with the fewest minutes that have been.
So the 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3.
Like the top 3 or bottom 3 minutes.
The bottom 3 minutes. Okay. I was going to make him do it in order, but
no, don't.
But then he was going to. Irvin Torres was second, and then the game was going to be over, so I'm going to allow him to pick all 3.
This is
And I'm also taking back the phone a friend.
Man.
Now, you're just going to pick all three.
this is like that nightmare situation where you invite a friend over to play a board game and they just spend the whole night asking how the rules work. We're just like, wait, so in order, does Brad Stuver count? So I need to name the other two people who have played for Austin FC, but the least amount. Aiden Stanley.
Landon, you're the winner. Aiden Stanley didn't play for Austin FC.
What?
He never
No,
did?
wait. Sorry, he did play. He played more minutes than these guys. Dang it! This is why I have notes.
Okay.
I'll look it up. He played. He played
I
in the
thought it was
first
an
East.
Easter egg. I was like, yes.
No,
Okay, who
no.
are the other two? Or Landon, you take your victory lap guesses, I guess.
Oh,
You want to name the other
Aiden
two?
Stanley was honestly going to be my guess, but let's say
Oh, wait, I just thought of
mm,
what feels like an obvious one.
Jeez,
has Riley Thomas ever played first team?
Aiden Stanley played 233 minutes in 2021. He wasn't even close to
What?
being near the bottom.
I think he like started games.
Oh,
in
God.
He started 2
2021.
games in 2021. So yeah, not
yeah.
Aiden Stanley. All right,
Apologies to Aiden.
Riley Thomas has not played any minutes.
Okay, I wasn't
Well,
sure. if
one
he
of
had
these
or not.
guys we've talked about already on the show. One of these guys we have been wrong about on previous shows.
Frederick Kleeman.
Freddie Kleeman.
He
No, because he
is?
started
I
games
thought he
too,
only played
didn't he?
cup
Freddie
games.
Kleeman, 49 minutes, 49 league minutes.
Damn it.
Wow.
3
I
matches,
would've
no starts.
guessed it was
I'm-
way more
yeah.
than
I'll
that.
never forgive myself.
And the
for
person who's
this.
played on the first
Uh,
team at the least minutes, we got wrong recently.
This is a
Man.
cruel game you've created.
I don't think this is right, but I just want to say his name on this show. Kakuta Mane.
No, Jimmy Farkerloon played.
I think he's more in Cleveland. Jimmy.
Wow.
Jimmy played
yes,
7
okay.
minutes in one match in 2024 in Kansas City.
Wow.
So
Talk about Jimmy
Does-
time.
I was going to say, is that the Jimmy time? 7 minutes?
yeah, Jimmy got 7 minutes against SKC, and Irvin's 8 minutes against SKC, or the least that anybody's played for this team. Yeah, and then 49 all in the first
For
season for
Frederick.
Freddie Kleeman across 3 matches.
Wow.
Wow.
When you
All right.
listen, when you texted me and were like, we're gonna do trivia, and my mind went to like goofy, funny, unpredictable questions, not hyper layered statistics.
Chris, do you know what show this
know.
is?
I've been gone for
Do you know-
too long. Y'all are getting too in the weeds. Someone needs to come in and rile this up. All these damn stats.
You know, I tried to find a way for you to win in the last question by adjusting the point system and rules the whole way it went.
I've
Like,
spent half this game just like yelling at Jeremiah for a very thoughtful, researched game he's playing that he's trying to help me with. I'm just
I think he changed the rules in your favor during one of the questions and you yelled at
Yeah.
him.
never do it again.
all right, I love this game. Chris hated this game.
Oh my
hopefully,
God.
hopefully other people enjoyed this game. I was trying to make questions that like cause a little bit of a conversation and not just numbers. It's good, dude.
I think you did a
Thanks.
great job,
This is
Jeremiah.
wonderful. I can guarantee I won't forget about this anytime soon. The trauma I'll take with me. I wish I had like my search history from earlier today of like me trying to predict what could possibly be asked in this.
I'm going to give myself an award again here and let my gold medal in friendship stand in for my award
Gold
for
medal in
this,
trivia.
this competition.
This must be how Gabrielson felt when he just stood on the pitch and watched LAFC celebrate, just to soak in the pain. Next year, I'm going to come back more motivated.
What is the quote, the Brad Stuver quote from social media posts?
Oh,
We move forward,
yeah.
or
yeah.
we grow from this, or
Learn
something
and
like
grow
that.
from this, or whatever it is.
I'm going to
Yes.
come back next year with a
I do not believe you're going to grow.
yeah.
But
I'm going to regress so hard from this. I'm going to come back with a neck tattoo that just says believe, you know?
You got to copy a Fagundes
Yeah.
tattoo if you're going bad neck tat.
Is that not his neck tattoo? I thought that was believe. Or is it like,
He's got that somewhere, but he's got far worse ones
Yeah.
also on his neck. Probably.
that's what I want. Do y'all have an update on his tattoos? Is there another good like rustic wooden sign saying anywhere on that body? You can,
I don't know. I haven't
this
kept up.
is actually the kind of trivia questions I was ready for. It's like what weird saying is on Diego's left calf or something.
if you'll remember the interview with Diego Fagundes, he didn't remember what was on his calf. He had to like pull up his pants and look at it to remember exactly what it said.
To answer the question, what is your favorite tattoo?
It's amazing.
He's like, it's the one on my left calf. And Landon's like, what does it say? And he's like, hang on, let me look. I'm like, I don't know.
Oh my
If
God.
this is the most meaningful to you, you should be able to do that off the cuff.
That's incredible.
Okay, I think we did it, guys. We filled enough air with us talking. One of my favorite podcasters always says, this is Jesse Thorne in the Podcasting Hall of Fame. He says, what is a podcast but saying words into a microphone?
I think we did
I think
that.
we did.
I think
Wow.
we did it. All right. Anything else we need to cover, Jeremiah?
No, let's go ahead and close it out. I think when we close it out, let's talk through the what's coming up for the next couple of weeks too.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. We'll skip all the other stuff. So we're planning on taking Christmas week off. So normally we'll pull an old interview or something. I don't want to do that this year. So we're going to take a week off, which is, Jeremiah, what would you guess in the last 5 years? How many weeks, like probably 5.5, 6 years. How many weeks have we taken off? Like completely, where we didn't publish anything?
We didn't publish anything since we started publishing weekly.
I would guess like
Is this
3.
a trivia
I was
question?
going to say 2 or 3 at the most. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
trivia question we don't know the answer to. It's the best kind.
We appreciate all the folks who depend on our regularly scheduled broadcasting, but we're gonna have to go a week without it, unless super big news happens between now and then, and I might jump on and record a little 15-minute thing to put out. But barring that, we're gonna take a week off. We're gonna come back. We are going to do another version of Moon Tower After Dark, so that will be coming out sometime, probably early January. But then we are also going to do our annual New Year's Day hangout. We don't have full details planned for that yet, but it'll be similar to something like we did last year. We ended up doing Hop Squad, buying some pizzas, buying a few rounds of beers, and then walking over to the stadium where we used to. These 3 people on this call right here would go out, among others, would go and sit in lawn chairs out on the D loop next to a construction site and dream about a soccer team eventually playing there. Now that the soccer team does it, we like to go back and remember our roots. So we'll be doing something in the area of the stadium. We'll figure out the details and announce it at some point. But anything else we need to cover here, Jeremiah?
No, I think we covered it.
All right. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with some kind of show, some kind of after dark show. I will certainly have to record some type of don't let your kids listen to this disclaimer. But until then, I'm Landon Cottom.
I'm Jeremiah Bentley.
And I'm Chris Welhausen.
We'll catch you next time.
When no one is around.
Thank for nothing, see you never.
La gente.
Oh my God.
Because we love cheap boom boom sauce.
Yeah.